Hey, here is me, my knowing self, and my bonnets again. I'm so annoying, like absolutely. I already done like a 10-minute video about this, but like I said, I'm gonna film this. I'm gonna do it for the channel. I'm like in my pages because I used to be at home, not doing much because I'm depressed because we start school soon. I want to leave high school so bad. Like, it's just not for me. It's not good for me. But yeah. Hi, me. I'm Cecilia, or whatever you want to call me. And in today's video, I'm going to do my first commentary video.
Let's not get it twisted though. I'm sensitive and all that, but I'm a tough cookie. At the end of the day, I truly don't give a fuck. You know what I mean? Like, I just really don't.
Please like, comment, and subscribe because I forgot to say this in the beginning of this video. And please comment because I love to know what y'all liked about this video and what you didn't like. And please comment on what you want to see on the channel. But because I do not really got that much time to film videos, I'm gonna film a lot of commentary videos and venting videos on the channel and get ready with me and stuff like that. Maybe hear videos and stuff, how stuff like that, like healthcare, commentary, venting, because those are literally fast to edit. And yeah, I cannot do a lot of these long videos that I used to do and talk for hours, but I'm gonna try to do it when I got time. But I'm so happy that I finished editing this video last night. Like, I was up at 3 a.m. doing all this memo stuff and literally editing because I was like, I didn't feel like editing in the early days because I'm like, I woke up very late too. Like, not late, but I woke up at 11 today too because the fact that I woke up at 11 is crazy because I was up to like 5 in the morning and editing. And then I was like, I was so tired, so I just went to sleep. But yeah, like, comment, and subscribe, and continue watching this video. Is it really my first commentary video?
Not that.
Basically it is. But like, I'll talk about pop culture, and it's very much in the... Why am I talking like that? It's very much in the commentary, side of YouTube. But like, I never done a commentary video about a show, which is very shocking because like, first of all, I like talking about show. I like talking. I'm the type of girl, I don't do that in the cinema, but I like talking about a movie or a show after each episode every time. The only people that like to do that is literally my sister and one of her friends. That basically my sister too. When we watch movies, we always talk through in the movie. I don't understand why people do not like to do that. Well, I do understand. But today we're gonna talk about one of my favorite shows, The Summer So Pretty. Indeed. We can do a commentary about the My Brother Still. I'm going to take reference from the first season, but mostly I'm going to talk about this season because I already seen the Summer So Pretty season 1. And it's a little bit too late to talk about the season, but I can talk about reference. So if you haven't seen the Summer So Pretty, do not watch this video. If you have seen it, hey, I'm Cecilia, or Cici. I like people to call me Cici. I do literally, basically this channel is literally a venting channel, like a healing journey channel. This channel is created because I wanted to heal, and I was like, let me just film me talking because I talk to myself. Yes, but literally do not do too much. Like, people that talk to themselves are basically, they have high IQ. It's not my fault that you don't have IQ. I do, so not too much. I like saying that, but my grades this The Summer So Pretty is about a little girl called Belliana. She basically Her mother has a best friend called Susanna, which sadly passed away this season. I'm sorry that I, but I said that it going to be spoilers, so not too much. And do you know what I found out today? That allegedly, I don't know if this is true, but the guy that played Conrad, his name is Chris in real life. His mother also died by cancer. So his way of portraying this character is so real because he's experienced it in real life. And it was the saddest shit I've ever heard. Like, she died of cancer and he portraying that his mother died by cancer is so sad. But yeah, I just wanted to say this because it just adds to how amazing his acting is. So they have been friends for like since college, I think, or like yeah, college. So they have been friends, and she passed away in this season. So if you want a season one vid, go watch somebody. They go to this beach house, summer beach house, uh, every summer with her two sons, Jeremiah and Conrad, and Laurel, which is Belly's mother's two uh kids. Belly and Steven. Steven and Jeremiah are very close. Conrad is also close to Steven, and but not as close as Jeremiah. So basically Steven and Jeremiah are best friends. But Steven haven't lost his mind. He's Team Conrad. So basically Team Conrad and Team Jeremiah is basically these two brothers because Belly choose to homie hop. You don't. Not even homie hop, brother hop, which for clarification is low-key incest. Because how you fucking two brothers? I, you know, with two brothers, this mess created. And this mess, I'm gonna talk about it. So basically, this is a coming of age show on Amazon Prime. Go and get your Amazon Prime subscription. I don't know the word right now, but pay for it because it's worth it. Because the shows there is fire, bomb. That you can watch the Samaritan Pretty. And what I like about Amazon Prime too is the episode do not come all the episode at the same time like Netflix because yeah, they smart. The marketing is crazy. I love the show. I love that. I love a lot of shit about the show. Like the show is so relatable. The show is literally a girl's dream, little girl's dream. Basically, also I wanted to say this show is basically a reference of the movie Sabrina. So I tried to watch it, but I slept through the whole movie. But I'm gonna watch it. Today. I feel like I'm gonna watch it too because I feel like I wanna watch a romance movie. But I started to watch the movie, so I just gonna finish it. She home hopping with Steve. First of all, Steven's best friends. Steven already said in season one that this was not a good idea. Like, you shouldn't be to Jeremiah. You shouldn't be, because if we're gonna be fair, Jeremiah was being with her first, but because Belly's messy, she went to Conrad, and Conrad did not even know that she was a thing with Jeremiah until they kiss, and she said so. So the reference of Connor is also messy. It's not there because first of all, Connor really didn't really know about the kiss until Belly told him after she kissed him. It's messy. She's a messy hoe. She's a messy hoe. I do still feel bad for her because first we start the season with don't we looking back like it was a flashback about what went down after when Susanna was sick. Like it was one time they talked about people talking about let's talk about this. People talking about like Jeremiah doing all the bills for her mother. No, his mother. When Jeremiah still go in high school and still live at the house, but Conrad go in college. Y'all need to remember that. Clock the T. So you want Conrad to be the bad guy so bad. But first of all, isn't Susanna the parent? Susanna is literally the one that said you need to go to college. Like she don't care. See, you know how people that watch season 1 know how Susanna are. Like she like, no, do not feel bad for me. You need to go to school. She wants them to get their education. And Jeremiah did still go to school. Like he still went to high school. He go in high school, by the way. Y'all need to remember that. He go in high school. He's the same age as Steven. So therefore he go in high school. So he still live at the house. So obviously the person that live near need to help pay for the bills. Basically, no. It's not even Jeremiah and Connor that's supposed to do this. It's his father. But his father is not there. His father was never there. His father was working. But that's basically a job a husband that are married to a woman should do. But he was not there. He's that man fucked up. Susanna took him back after cheating. That's one thing we're gonna say. Connor knew about that too, I think. Because Connor do not fuck with his father. And we really don't know why, but we do know because his father is an asshole. But also, he cheated. And I think Connor knew. Because basically all of them know now. Because we need to be for real. Need to be freaking for real. Like, all of y'all know that he's saying shit. He don't deserve Susanna. I don't understand. Like, even Laurel trying to talk through Susanna's mind and trying to say, leave this man. She was never leaving a man. She was sticking beside her because she wants the perfect family. I think it stemmed from her family in the past because we basically saw it now when her sister was in the picture. What was her sister's name? Marissa, right? Something that I forgot to share is that Julia, Susanna's sister, was low-key right the whole time. That Susanna always have like this thing of not being self-aware of the real issue because she always want to picture perfect like life and stuff. So I don't think that Susanna or nor Sky was the villain in the show. I just wanted to clarify it before I even get into the characters because I think I forgot to even say this, but they were not villains. They were just not Sky, but Julia was realistic. She was realistic and she was doing a lot of stuff out of grieving and like also literally every time she literally said every time she went to the house she always get reminder of how horrible her dad was towards her, and not only that, how horrible her stepmother was towards her. So I'm low-key a little bit team Susanna, no, team Julia too. So I only wanted to say that. It was something with the M. But her sister was in the picture. So we saw that the family was very like, they didn't communicate. Like it was a lot of shit was like not talked about. That's why Susanna's sister and didn't get along because their family do not talk. Like they basically, like Susanna, that's something I'm gonna say about Susanna that's very bad. She don't really want to talk about hard stuff. Like she want everything to be pink and flowers and happy and everybody gonna be cool. Dream home, like the beach house is basically a dream home. It's basically a fantasy, like everybody says every time I even watch Team Jeremiah talk about why the Team Jeremiah, but every time I'm like, I disagree, like I do not. So I stopped watching it because I disagree every time. So it's basically a fantasy, the beach house. If y'all see the beach house, it's a fantasy. And a lot of shit was not talked about before Susanna died. So a lot of shit hit Jeremiah and Connor, but because they do not have good communication, a lot of stuff that could have been avoided happened. They do not, because their mother did not show them how to communicate. The mother and father, all of them are very like, they do not communicate. Obviously her son's gonna become like that. Like Connor is an example of how not talking about your family struggles or what's going on with your kids makes your kid not talk about their feelings because they feel like the feelings are not valid, and that's why I'm Team Conan, because basically they always talk about, oh, but Jeremiah's feelings is not valid. Jeremiah's feelings, none of their feelings is valid. So Jeremiah always feeling like, oh, I always need to be the happy one. You don't need to. You just exactly like everybody else in the family. Like all of you are like that. You literally put others in front of, like, not Jeremiah so much, but he do go through that, like he need to be smiley and geeky and stuff like that. But you don't need to. Nobody forcing you to, but you just feel that way. But I feel like Conrad and Jeremiah literally had two different sides of this, that they have commitment issues. Like both of you have commitment issues. Both of you do not talk. Both of you have dad issues, heavily dad issues, which is like, I understand because I myself have it, but basically both of them have different types of that issues. So to explain this more, their issues here is that Connor has a lot of avoidant attachment, and people that have avoidant attachment, aka me, are people that they don't bring up their issue. They rather just cut people off because they feel like they are burdened to somebody, so they don't talk about their feelings. And Jeremiah are more, we don't need to talk about it. But he is very open about how he feels, but he's just like very dismissive to other people's feelings. And that's also a big thing of people having different types of dad issues and mom issues and stuff. And also something that I need to say about Jeremiah that I think I didn't say. Jeremiah is also very a lot like his father. He like to get validation from his father. Like he like to be loved by his father, and that's where his daddy issues stem from. Yes, a lot of people will say no, they don't really have it, but because I have it, I can see it. He really have it. But Connor is more, I hate my father dad issues. Like he just like would at all costs avoid his father, and that's where his avoidant attachments come from and stem from. It's like Jeremiah was like very much a lot. It literally shown, like now when I look at it in the season one, no, season two, it literally shown that Jeremiah like being like, he like, you see, like he was making up with a lot of people. He was demon and diving, as he should, because he's at the age that you want to, yeah, you want to do what you need to do. But it just shows that if he was had feelings for Belly in that season, it just shows that because he knows, like he knew whole time that Belly was in love with Connor. By the way, that's a big situation in this show. Belly is in love with Conrad. Always been in love with Conrad since she was young, which is very, I don't know, like she has a lot of issue at home. Like being in love with somebody at, and it was just, I was like, she's really in love with that man, and she been that since she was young, like, and she is in love because she describes the way she describes her love for him is very much, you are in love with that man. And she was very young when she started being in love. I'm like, she has her issue on her own that she need to work out. I want y'all to make a thing with knowing what type of issue Belly has, because she's the main character, but we don't even know enough about Belly without her being in love with Conrad. Like we obviously know that, like she been saying that, and y'all want, yeah. So here's the issue here. What I need to say, I'm gonna see my issue with every character that are alive, because Susanna already said enough. She was the first one. Laurel has an issue with the communication too. I feel like there is also a way that hurted Steven and Belly so much because she don't communicate. So basically, she didn't talk about what she went through, and she didn't show her emotion after Susanna died. She didn't talk about her. She basically made Steven and Belly feel like they couldn't talk about Susanna's death, which I'm like, people cope differently. But as a mother and your kids knowing your best friend also and having her as like their second parent, basically their father was not really in the picture after they divorced, and having her as the second parent is very hurtful when you don't talk about somebody that they care for dying, especially at their age, like somebody close to them dying at their age, like they're young as hell. And literally we can see how it affects Belly through her grades. Like basically her grades started slipping because she was a good student before, and her grades just started slipping. Like she started getting bad grades in this season, which is like, I feel like a lot of this became worse when their mother didn't talk about them, which is also is Laurel's um is her like lack of communication. And it's like already shown a pattern of her being a bad communicator as a mother, because she barely even talked about the divorce. And you can literally hear Belly say that to Connor when they were together, that she barely talked about her father's divorce. And that's why Belly feel like her mother generally didn't love her father. And that's actually genuinely sad. And that's why I said, like, Billy has her issues at her own that she needs to open up with, she needs to talk about. I feel like Belly and Steven should have been put to therapy when her parents got divorced, because it's something that I relate to. And I should have been put to therapy after my parents got divorced, because I can literally see through and what they going through. And it's just like so sad that she feel like, oh, her mother didn't love her father. I feel like a lot of literally, I don't know who said that, but it was a TikToker that I watched that said that literally Susanna was Laurel's soulmate. Like Susanna is the only one that Laurel genuinely loved. And that's so sad. Like, to even be together with a person that you don't love and your kids feel that, it's just so sad. That make them not communicate. They are not good. Like none of these characters are good at communicating. Susanna and Laurel are not good communicators, so it makes the kids bad communicators, which start up this drama in the first place because none of them is really talking, basically. The second person, should I say something good about Laura? I have already said it. She's the best mother. She always makes sure her kids have enough. Same with Susanna. Have enough, have fun. That's something good with Susanna. I already said she wants her kids to be the happiest of the happiest. She do everything for her children, not everything for her children. Yes, now when Susanna died, basically, we saw a side of Belly. I don't know why they didn't talk about this enough, but basically this show is literally about her being in love with both of, no, being, having a thing for both of the brothers. But let's talk about this. She did the most stuff, like Steven and Belly took care of the food and everything when Laurel was going through it, because Laurel couldn't, I don't know, she was grieving, and which is understandable. You should have your mother grieving, but for you to grieve but not talk about it and let your children deal with it alone, it's not good. And the second one is Steven. Steven, they make it seem in the beginning that he's a asshole. I'm like, babes, look at Jeremiah. Like, if Steven is a asshole, what is Jeremiah? Yes, Steven is very corny. Like, we know that. Like, he's a corny nigga, but he's corny in the cute way because Steven is a good human. Like, we know deep down he's a good character. He's have people's good attentions. He basically cared for Jeremiah and Connor so much that he basically did make Belly feel bad, which at first I was like, he's me, like, but then I understood why later on in the season, because I feel like at least Belly can have compassion, but she basically don't have that trait. She don't have compassion. She don't have empathy in her. She don't care. She don't care about none of them. So I don't know what this conversation is. Team Connor, team Jeremiah. It should be team Connor individually, team Jeremiah individually. Then moving on, finding the happiest life further. Jeremiah going to therapy, Connor going to therapy, their father going to therapy, everybody going to therapy. But something that is very hard with Steven is I feel like sometimes he don't even read the room, which could be a little bit second embarrassment. But because I love Steven so much and he's the least problematic character in the show, I see past it. I understand he's young, he gonna become better. He is very corny, he's cute, he's a cutie patootie. He's good to Taylor. I know that sometimes he don't read the room, but it's cool. Like, we all had that moment. And we all move on somehow, right? Let's talk about Taylor because we're talking about Steven. We talk about a man. Because I shipped them since season 1. Taylor, I like her. I like her. She also have a lot of issue, and I feel like she put a lot of her trauma, with Steven, a lot of her like relationship trauma on Belly, and talk about, oh, you should end up with Jeremiah because Jeremiah this and that and third, but she don't really know Jeremiah. I feel like the only time have they even had a conversation like alone? She don't even know Jeremiah. Like, she don't know the brothers at all. She only know from what Belly has said about them. Which, like, how do you give somebody an opinion about somebody and you don't know them personally? Like, you never had a one-on-one conversation. Like, like, and wasn't it the first time she was in Cousins in season 1? So, girl, know your place. But I understand though, like, she have a lot of relationship trauma. She was together with Milo, and I'm like, girl, wake up, break up. If you know you wanted Steven, girl, I was waiting. I was like, when is she together with Steven? Because this Milo is pissing me off. First of all, this bald headed is pissing me off. Oh my god. So this last part of this video, I'm just gonna talk on like this voice memo shit, because I feel like the other part half of this video I didn't explain enough what I felt, because I got a little bit tired at the end of this video, but it's okay. I just do this slide. But first of all, it was not a lot of things that I felt about Milo more than disgust and irritation and anger, because I wanted bad Taylor and Steven just ended up together, because we knew it would happen. So I didn't understand why Jenny wasted my time with this annoying ass short ass king. He's a short king, it's cool, but if you're short and annoying, it's just now you don't deserve any respect. But yeah, Milo was annoying, and the fight with Steven on that house party in the beach house was so, like, it was so unnecessary. And it was like, Milo, you were not even a good boyfriend in the first place. And in the beginning of the show, we got to know more about Taylor and Milo's relationship, and we found out that he cheated on Taylor, like he cheated on Taylor, like in the beginning of summer, like I feel like with another girl, and Taylor took him back, and he was just like a dickhead and an asshole, and so slow. Like he was so slow, mentally slow, stupid. Why would you even want to be in a label that has literally one picture on Instagram? And Steven, like that car scene when Steven and Taylor and Milo was like driving back to from the party, the house party, before them going back to like the beach house and stuff that happened, was so funny. It was so funny, like the way Steven was so petty, and it was like a part of, it was like a symbolism from what happened later on in the show with Conrad, Jeremiah, and Belly. It was like a similar thing. And you know what Taylor said in the midst of the show, that they did a promise, her and Belly, to not end up with her, not ending up with Conrad, and um Taylor not ending up with like Steven, but it ended up happening that her and Steven ended up together. So we just know she's not gonna feed us. Um, what the fuck? Why am I losing words? We know she's not gonna feed us that Connor going to end up with the right gal, but I absolutely do not want Conrad and Belly to end up together. Like, I'm Team Conrad, but I do not want Belly and Conrad to end up together. Jeremiah and Belly deserve each other. They deserve each other. They both are very delusional. Just put a lot of stress. They just create a lot of drama. They deserve each other. You know, they should be together. You know, and when Belly end up getting shit on, do I feel bad for her? A little bit, but not too much, because girl, you basically did that to Jeremiah first, basically, and also Loki to Connor, because Connor didn't even know that you kissed Jeremiah. It's just so, what comes around, you know the rest of the say. But this was about Milo, so Milo, I don't got a lot to say, but yeah, now is I'm gonna talk about Jeremiah, and then Conrad for the last time, and then Conrad's dad, and then is it, because I feel like Belly's dad is not, Belly's and Steven's dad is not like important enough, because he's barely in the show. He's just barely in the show, so I cannot really say his character. But yeah. So I didn't find a good picture of him, but this is Conrad's and Jeremiah's dad, and he is the cause of a lot of shit. First of all, I already said it. Jeremiah is like his dad. He is very avoidant of other people's feelings, but he's very aware of his feelings, and he know what he's doing. He knew that that house with Susanna and Susanna's sister Julia was written in Julia's name too, but he didn't tell his sons. And I know Susanna didn't do the same. Like, she didn't tell his sons, but I feel like she obviously thought that Jeremiah's and Conrad's dad would fix it anyways. But bro, like, for a dad to even argue with their son to fix the house and to make the house in their name or something, or like pay for the house and stuff, and make all of this drama, is just so unnecessary. He has so much narcissistic traits, which I feel like Jeremiah take from his dad. um that I cannot even say all of them in this video. This need to be one video alone, but I don't got no time for that. I was gonna say he's a bad father, he's a horrible father. He don't care about his family's feelings. He only care about stuff that benefits him. That's the same way I feel like Jeremiah is. But I feel like Jeremiah can get like he can actually go to therapy and become a better person. But his dad is just so deep into it that I feel like he cannot really get fixed from it. Because he's a grown ass man, and when people turn 25, they already matured, like they already went through that stage of changing as a person. So I feel like his dad, like Jeremiah and Connor's dad, gonna be like this for the rest of his life. And he was not even emotionally there for his sons. He was not even emotionally there for Susanna. We didn't see him once be around Susanna, which is just like, what the fuck? As a husband. And the fact that you cheated on Susanna, knowing that Susanna obviously got cancer again, is crazy. Because Susanna kept her getting cancer again for a long time. For a long time. And he is a horrible husband. A horrible husband. And the fact that Laurel needed to freaking convince him to put their house in Boston to somebody, like to sell that house and just get their kids this house, is crazy. And the fact that they have plenty of houses that you can live in and you're still doing this drama is so, I'm baffled. Like, I'm obviously his sons are acting in this type of way because their dad is not emotionally there. He's there, but he's not emotionally there. He's not present in their life. Do you even know that Jeremiah almost gonna go in college next year? Like, it's crazy. Like, the dad is not there. He was not there for Susanna. I I just have bad stuff to say about him. He's just a horrible dad. And I understand what Conrad's anger come from. And I understand what Conrad acts the way he acts. And Jeremiah do not understand. I don't think Jeremiah understand still why Conrad do not like his dad. And in season 1, that's why I feel like Jeremiah also very weird as a brother. Like the fact that you're not even on your brother's side. You say, oh, can you not just be cool? Because it's like 4th of July, and just be cool with that and stop fighting and stuff like that. And I'm like, Jeremiah, you know that Conrad and your dad are not cool. You cannot force somebody to like somebody that are not emotionally there, and you know he's not emotionally there. That's why I'm saying Jeremiah is delusional. Belly is delusional. That's why they are they're supposed to be endgame. They deserve each other. You know? That's it. That's all I'm gonna say about the dad. Just bad stuff. Horrible man. Move on. Yes. Now let's talk about Jeremiah. Then my favorite Connie. And then we're gonna end this video with a good note. Jeremiah, I'm gonna start saying good things about him. Yes, I just woke up, but yeah, I'm gonna post this video today. But I'm gonna start saying good things about him. I feel like Jeremiah is such a good friend. Like, he do lack some personality trait when it comes to being a friend, but he is a good friend though. Like when Billy and him was just friends, he was such a good listener. I don't know, when he started like pursuing Billy, he started being more, I don't care about your feelings. I don't want to hear you out. But when him and Billy was friends, he was listening, he was giving her advice, and that's why I feel like Jeremiah is more a friend to Billy than a boyfriend. Because as soon as he and her started being more, relationship thing, he started being less listening and giving her advice, and that is low key why I feel like Jeremiah is not good for Billy when it comes to relationship wise. But maybe he gonna become better in season 3. But like now, he's not the best relationship guy. But also something that I'm gonna say is he was plotting on Conan's and Billy's um downfall, because he already said to Billy, "Oh, but Connor gonna break your heart," which that's why low key Billy broke up with herself. You know, in that scene in prom, Billy broke up with herself, and Connor didn't really want to break up with Billy, but she just broke up with herself because she expected it to go downhill, because she probably remembered the time when Jeremiah said, "Oh, he going to break your heart." She was expecting him to break her heart, and that's low key emotionally manipulation. And every time her, Billy, Conrad, and Jeremiah are together, he always says something to Billy that Conrad and him has never told Billy. Like, you know, in the table, like um in their house. I feel like it was the house back in Boston, when Conrad went and told Billy, no, went and told Jeremiah that he had feelings for Billy to the point that he felt pain on his chest. He did. Jeremiah told Billy about the situation when they were in the beach house party, and he didn't really tell the full truth. He just told Billy, "Oh, but he came and tried to get my approval to be together with you." Uh, and Billy didn't know about the situation because Conrad and her didn't talk about that situation, and he knew that they didn't talk about that situation because that's why he used that situation to get Belly and Connor to fight, and it worked. But then they were cool. Like they talked, and they uh became like friends more. But Connor still had feelings for Belly in season 2. I mean, he still had feelings for Belly. And Jeremiah know that because he knew in season 1 that Belly and Conrad have feelings for each other, because he, the night before, you know, I feel like it was 4th of July, the night before, Belly and Conrad was talking, and um you know, they almost kissed, and Jeremiah was standing outside of the uh pool, you know, outside the pool place, and he just started like, he blowed the fireworks on them, which is like, bro, first of all, they could have got hurt, and second of all, why would you ruin them kissing when you know damn well both of them have feelings for each other? He knew that they have feelings for each other, and then he blew the fireworks on them, and they like stopped, you know, almost they stopped kissing almost, and then the next day he was like, "Oh, why are you so happy?" to Conrad. And he knew why Conrad was so happy, because he knew that they almost kissed and they talked, and he know that now he got more clarification that Bella was having feelings for him, and Bella got more clarification that Conrad was having feelings for him. Which is like, bro, that's why when people say, "Oh, but Jeremiah didn't know that uh Belly and Connor had feelings for each other," he knew, and he tried to ruin that, but it backfired, because Belly and Connor then started being together. It did backfire. Like, karma bites his ass, and that's why I say he very manipulative, very emotionally manipulative. Um, I mean, he have all those traits. And something that I also need to say, that he knew in season 2 that Conrad still had feelings for Belly, because Conrad told him, "Oh, I want to go talk to her, and tell her how I feel." He knew, because when they sat on the beach and talked about, we need to tell each other about everything now. Like if you feel anything about like Belly, for example, we need to tell each other. And then boom, he go and kiss her outside of his car when he knew that Connor was about to come. So it's just like very manipulative, and I feel like that's very dirty. And you literally was one of those that said, "I don't want you and Belly to kiss around me because it hurts that I have feelings for her." Like in the Christmas dinner, he told him, "I don't want you to kiss around me," and da da da, like, sir. And then you did the same thing. So it's just like you are a hypocrite. Like, he's the biggest hypocrite in the show. So it's just like I cannot really respect Jeremiah, because he do stuff, he says a lot, but don't do a lot. Like, he says that he don't want that, but then he do the same thing. Do the same thing that you want. You don't do the same thing you don't want people to do to you. And he hasn't learned that. He don't have no manners, and that's it. Okay, this is the empire. I forgot to do more about Belly, more talked about a lot about Belly, because Belly, they don't really talk about what she go through that much in season 2. I hope they do better in season 3, because they really didn't talk about her mind and what she went through in her mind a lot. They just talked about more what she felt about, Jeremiah thing and Conrad thing. And one thing I'm gonna say is she do love Jeremiah as a friend so much. She appreciate him so much that when her and Conrad was together, she just wanted to know if Jeremiah was okay. Like, she genuinely just wanted to know if Jeremiah was okay. If Jeremiah still wants to be her friend. She used to love Jeremiah as a friend so much that she cared about what Jeremiah went through and stuff like that. How he feeling about, the Susanna thing, which I said that at first she did have more empathy for Jeremiah, but then after she started pursuing Jeremiah, she stopped having empathy towards Conrad, which is like, it's I understand why she cares more for Jeremiah at this point, because she was not really there for Jeremiah when it comes to, the Susanna thing and stuff like that, because Jeremiah didn't want to talk to her. So I feel like basically it's Jeremiah's fault, because you didn't want to talk to her. Um, Belly wanted to talk to you. She tried to text you and stuff like that, and then you put that on Belly to get her to be your friend again. Like, he emotionally manipulated her, like, "Oh, you was not there for me when I needed you, but you didn't want to talk to her. You didn't want to open up. Conrad literally lied for you and said, "Oh, he's better, he's moving on," and that so she can feel more comfortable in the relationship. And that make her feel like you don't hate her. But then again, you basically hated that girl the whole time. You didn't want to talk to her. You didn't want to do anything about her. You was mad cold in that car ride to uh Conrad's school when he got missing. He never came to school. And then you use this like manipulative tactic. "Oh, you didn't want to talk to me, da da da." But basically, the reason why they even talked and she even found out that Conrad was missing was because she called him at the right time and said, "Hello, like, how are you, Jeremiah?" And Jeremiah was like, "Oh, Conrad is missing." Like, she wanted to talk to you. She wanted to see how you were, and you didn't want to open up. So I feel like Belly do love Jeremiah so much, but I feel like it's not in a like relationship level. And I feel like at this time they just basically trauma bonding, but not really trauma bonding, because Jeremiah do not want Belly to talk about her feelings, which is very sad. And it's very like, oh my god, like, it's very like down fault of Jeremiah's character development, because it's like he could have become the best character, but because he started being more like cold, and he used to be mad warm and mad talkative and mad happy and stuff like that. And I genuinely do believe that before he even found out that Susanna had cancer, that he was that. But I feel like after he found out about the Susanna thing, which I do understand why he more sad and stuff like that, he become cold. But he become cold in like in a way that it's not even always about the Susanna thing. It's more about jealousy towards Conrad and wanting Belly as a competition thing. And Belly literally said, "Don't use me to get to him." And that's what he does all the time. And I feel like Belly is aware of that, but at now she's more delusional about him because it's her boyfriend now. So yeah. Hey guys again. Thank you for watching this video. I appreciate every single support that y'all give to my video. It doesn't matter how much views and how much subscriber I have, but I do enjoy if you like, comment, and subscribe. Please comment. I enjoy comments. I enjoy going back and go watching comments. That like I appreciate those, and like what I can do better in my videos and what I can do in this on this channel. And I just love doing this. Like this is literally my what I do on my free time, like reading, watching shows, and literally yeah, watching YouTube's commentary and movies. So I could talk about different movies and different stuff like that, react to movies if y'all want that. This going to be more like a commentary channel because I feel like that's what I enjoy to do and that's what I enjoy to watch. So I'm gonna do everything that I enjoy to watch on this channel. Thank you for all the appreciation that have gone on my TikTok and on my YouTube channel. Like those are the ones that I spend my most time on. I actually spend time on doing these videos and editing and doing my venti videos. I'm so sorry that my podcast Friday didn't come out on Friday, but I did tell y'all on TikTok, if you follow me there, that it didn't go as planned, but it's okay. I can do my podcast Friday next week. And the fact that I already have posted my podcast Friday uh regularly is already like it's okay that I didn't post it this Friday. But I love you guys so much. Thank you for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Please comment and hide your daddies.